I wanna let you know that you don't have to go. Don't wonder no more what I think about you.
We have that done. We're going to go to my favorite part, which is Blender. So, what first things first, what I like to do is I like to work it with this within Blender 2.7. So I'm going to open that up. I'm going to go to Blender, that not the player, just Blender, and wait for that to load. You want to go to oh, sorry you guys, I completely forgot about this step. So we're not going to go to Blender. We're going to go to Sims 4 Studio. What you want to go to is create 3D mesh. Never the other ones. When you want to make your own CC, go to create 3D mesh. Next, you want to go to female and type in nude. I'm going to select the nude top because that is what we made. We made a top. Press next. Oh, this is all about exposing my games. Wow. So we're going to go to desktop. Well, we wherever you saved your Sims 4 making CC. And I'm going to save it right here because I don't see any package folder, which should be in here, but it's not. My one name is Fashion Nova Spoiled Top. Make sure you put your creator name first. Shout out to Complex for that tip for me, and press save. Next, you want to go to meshes. Going to go to export, and we're going to type in new. You can name it, well, tutorial mesh. I'm going to name it tutorial mesh. Or you can name it nude mesh. This could be your nude mesh, but just for me, this is going to be my tutorial mesh at the end of the day. But you can name it as nude mesh, and only use this as your nude mesh. I'll show you guys what I mean by that. Yeah, but this is going to be my personal mesh that I'm going to load up in the game, and people can download and play with. So now that everything's downloaded, I'm going to go to open and go to desktop. No, since for creating, go to wherever you saved your mesh and just open it. As you can see in Blender 2.8, you have your sim model. You can go through it, and I personally don't like that. I'm going to go to view perspective, and this makes everything a bit more precise. That's just how I like it in my creating. That's how I like it in my creating. I just like to see everything clearly. So we're going to get to the fun part, which is creating. I'm going to go to file, append. No, not append. File, import, object, and go to where we saved our file at. Press object. This one, not any of the other ones, just object. Press import. As you can see, everything loaded up. What I am going to do personally, I'm going to select all parts of the mesh. Even that one, too. Go to edit, join, tab, select all. And we're gonna scroll. What I'm doing, I'm just scrolling like I'm scrolling on a website. This is all I'm doing, just scrolling, just to do that. So we're gonna open. As you can see from here, this is the one I'm opening, the colorful one, not this one. I'm opening the colorful one, which is the ORZNLGM one. That's the one I'm going to open. I'm going to open this one. And I'm going to press S, X, S, X. There we go. S, X, dang. Oh, I am pressing X, that's my bad. S, Y, that's what I meant to press, sorry. S, X. And now I'm just going to see where I can place it. You can place this pretty much anywhere, but remember that they might interfere with other CC. I'm hoping that this one doesn't. It shouldn't, but it's why it shouldn't with most CC. So I'm just going to, what I'm doing is pressing C and I'm deselecting things, this particular part of the mesh. So again, let me show you. I'm pressing A to select all. Press C, and I am clicking the middle part of my mouse, the little scrolly part. That makes it bigger, and this is what makes it smaller. I'm going to press the little scrolly part to take away. As you can see, the C has gone, and that's because I have clicked the side of my mouse. But to bring that back, you know, C again. Next, I'm just going to click that. You're going to press G. I'm going to move this up to the arms. C again to deselect that one. GX to move it. And there we go. Now, make sure you guys pay close attention to this next part. It's pretty crucial for your game. It's not that complicated, but you got it. If I can do it, you can do it. Next, we're going to go over here to our material. We're going to delete this material altogether. Add a new one. What you want to do is you want to make that completely black. And after that, press tab to go into edit mode. Oh, and sorry about that. I didn't say where I was going. I went to edit mode. What you want to do is press X right here. Press add new. Change your format. 248, so like we did before. 4096. Press OK. Go out of edit mode by pressing tab, and you want to go to full render. Make sure you have clear checked. Do 2 in this area, margin. That's how much we'll fill it up. And yeah, now we can bake it. It shouldn't take that long. And basically what this is for for our placement of our clothes, how things will look. Just making it easier on us. You can go in and you can, you know, draw stuff in and just kind of make it smaller to fit things. But this makes the mesh more personal to your mesh and how you placed it, and it makes it easier. So yeah, for creating. So while that's loading up, I'm going to show you guys what we are creating, and I'm also going to rip the lettering for that, because I know that I do not have the lettering on my computer. And I'm going to click this, which is what we made. Well, what I made. If you were making it along with me, let me know below. And send me pictures on Twitter of it when we finish. But I'm going ahead of myself. This is basically what we have made. If I cannot get her like hair out of the way, then I'll find, you know, another picture if I can. But my thing is like, girl, like, your hair's in the way. But Rihanna wore this top and she wore it better than she did. So I'm just gonna type in spoiled Rihanna Rihanna. And just had that load up. And what we're going to do is we're just ripping that lettering from that image and putting it on ours. See, I told y'all she looked better, but we're not going to do the black, we're just going to, around the collar, we're just going to do the black. So this looks like a good picture. What I'm going to do is I'm going to save as. Yep, like I thought, it's done. So what you're going to go to image, save as. I like to save on my desktop. You don't have to. And I'm going to name it Spoiled One. So now we're going to go to our 2D editor. I'm using Paint.net. This is just my favorite one. You can use Photoshop. This is just easy. Next, we're going to I like to remove this altogether. Add a new one. Go to, what's the name of this one? Texture. Press new. Open. And we're going to open our new file name. And as you can see, this is how it looks. This is a bit too high. We're going to go back and we're going to lower it. I should have known it would be too high, honestly. Over here tripping. And do the same thing that we did before. Save. Press X. Open. Load it again after you've saved a new one. And so now I'm going to press front. I'm going to press A. And next we're going to go to this little triangle, which is the fun part, which is the UV map. First things first, double click this. Change it to UV V _0. Control A. Copy. Add a new one. Control V. Remove that 0 and add a 1. So y'all, we are so close to being done. I'm just want to see how this looks in game. I'm excited. I hope yours look like mine. I hope yours look better than mine. So now what we're going to do is going to go to modifiers. Add a modifier. Scroll up. Data transfer. Select studio mesh. Remember, this mesh is why we loaded up that nude mesh. This is why we opened it. So this is what their new mesh is. You can see you can move it around. That's a good thing. Don't be scared if you move it and you like put it right here. Press Control Z. It'll be right back there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to press on this little area. Nothing fancy, just press on it. If that's hard for you, press this little what's it called? Teardropper tester, girl. I don't know. I haven't took biology in a minute. Just press on this, click on your studio mesh, and it's just easier. Now this is crucial, you guys. Make sure you're paying close attention. Click on face data transfer. Click that. Go to nearest face interpolated. I don't know what this says, but press this one. This gives you the smoothest transfer. Your like mesh won't look like a whole bunch of crackheads attached to your sim. So just click that one and give it a nice smooth transfer. What you want to do is press UVs. Press underscore UV underscore 1, UV underscore 1, and you will want to apply. If your mesh turns white, that's fine. If you see parts of your mesh over here, that is good, y'all. You're doing the right thing. Press apply. Next, click on your mesh. As you can see, you have transferred the UVs correctly. This is what allows your sim to move with different stomach shapes, different arm shapes, different brush shapes, just a whole bunch of different shapes. If you do not have this one, UV underscore 2, it will not work. Unless your sim is built just like this, just like this bald-headed sim in here, then it will not work. So, wow. So, make sure it looks just like this. We are not done though. What you want to do is go to open, go to the ZMABN5. You should rename it. I didn't. I'm just used to it. You want to go to this one. This is the alien looking picture. Press open. Press SX.5. SX.5. That's what you want to press to get it in this position. Next, GX512. Enter. And this is how we got it. It looks great. We're not done yet though. Press this little browse image thing. Go to base texture. SX. That's what I'm saying, you guys, if you don't understand me. SX. 2 point. SX. 2 point. Enter. GX. 5. GX negative 5 1 2. Enter. And we are done with that. Ooh, sorry, that was kind of hard for me to explain. Next, I'm going to select this UV, and we are basically done with that in Blender 2.78. Save as. I'm just going to save it as tutorial mesh because I said I was going to do that. You could have saved this as something else, but this is just what works easiest for me. Next, we're going to go to Blender 2.70, which is one of our last steps. Go to File, Open, and mine is here. Open up your file that you just saved from Blender 2.78. As you can see, you can tell a big difference because one is darker and one is lighter. The darkest one is the older one. The lighter one is the newer one. And the lighter one is where we transferred our mesh, which is Blender 2.78. This is Blender 2.70. So what you're going to do now is we're transferring weights. Weights is basically just so we can stay on our mesh. As some of you guys know. Press your original mesh, your nude mesh. Press that. As you can see, when we press that, all these different things popped up. They all have weights. So what you want to do is press your mesh, the EA mesh. Press your mesh. Make sure it looks like this. Make sure the EA mesh has the darker color. Go to weight. Go to tools. Scroll down. Transfer. And that is it with the weights. We're not done yet, but that's just it with, the whole going back and forth. The hard part is done. Now we can move on to the easy part. Press A. Now, so our mesh won't look weird. What we need to do is, if you press Z, you can kind of see, you can see the breast, you can see the arms. But what we need to do is we need to remove that. Press EA's mesh. Press go into edit mode by pressing tab. And what we're going to do is we're going to delete all of the parts that will interfere with our mesh. So the parts that we're not going to delete is, just to make it easier on you, go over here and press this little dot, and this will make it easier for you to see. Now what we're not going to delete are the hands. We need those. Do not delete the hands, please. And a little bit of the arm, just in case it pokes through. It probably won't, but just to be 100% sure. I'm going to go over here on this side, press B, and I am pressing the scroll bar to, deselect. If you press like B and this part, to that the clicker, the left clicker, that's to select, but the scroll part is to deselect. And I want to get as much as out, just so things won't poke through. And that looks good to me. Press C, deselect, C, deselect. We don't want her to have no neck. Thank you, neck. Yes, we want our neck. Excuse me, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm tired. And just moving this around just to see how it looks. You don't have to do that. That's just something I do from time to time. You don't have to. Press X on your keyboard, delete vertices, and this looks good to me. So yeah. And with it having like basically no breasts, it will be a lot easier for our plus size Sims to wear. So press front. I'm going to show you guys a little quick trick that I personally don't like to do because it makes it harder. It makes it less realistic. But a lot of Simmers, they do this. So I just got real close. I just started moving around. As you can see, these little, what's it called? Green parts. You can just select that. Press E. And just bring that in like that. In case you don't want to see it. Bring it up a little bit. And we are good. Next. You can see like I got this little dark line that I didn't have before, right? Hold on, this is getting in my way. I'm just gonna put it. If this gets in your way, just click somewhere else, it'll go away. Go back into edit mode. And we're going to change it to edges. Press Alt and click the edge. Space. Edge. Type then we're looking for edge space split, just to make things flow a little bit easier. And there we go. So now that we have done all this, and before we join these things together, you have to make sure that it has these names. If they do not have these names, it will not look right. So we're going to press our mesh, press EA's mesh, and what we're going to do is join, and we are done. One thing I want you guys to keep in mind is the what's it called, tries. If this is a bit too high for you, I'm going to show you what you can do. We're going to go to Object, Undo History, and Undo Join. We're going to press our mesh, go to Add Modifier, go to Decimate, and that brings it down a little bit. So this is going to be a really, really, really low poly mesh. Press Apply, press Join, and we're really good, So now all we have to do is load it up in, what's it called? Sims 4 Studio. You don't have to do this. I'm just really anal about things. So press save. And I'm going to close this out because OBS is running, but it's safe, so we should be fine. So now we can import our mesh. And I'm just gonna load this up. And if for some of you guys who don't know what LOD, that means level of detail, and all that is level of detail is basically just how far like we'll be able to see your CC. Have you ever like zoomed out and like meshes have disappeared? That's because, you know, some creators, including myself, like sometimes y'all, a girl be tired, like, you know, you don't load it up all the way, but I suggest you guys to load it up all the way. You may not be able to do it, you know, every time you make CC, but you should try your best to do it just for, you know, best gameplay. So yeah, that's all it is. So after we load this up with all the LOD levels, and there are only 3, we're going to go check how it looks in game, and I'll see you when my game loads. Okay. Oh, I also forgot to mention, pay close attention to what I'm doing in the video. Not more so what I'm saying, because this is a voiceover right now. So make sure you guys, you know, like pause and look at what I put in for the tags. You know, make sure you're paying attention to where I'm loading things up, because yeah, like I said, it's a voiceover at this point. So yeah. Okay, so now we're in game, and I'm just testing out the CC. And testing out just means I am testing it out on a slimmer sim. Then I'm going to test it out on a larger sim. And if everything fits well and it works with the weights, it's not a lot of clipping, then you should be fine. As you can see from the earlier, it was like a piece of the back was showing through. You just want to go back into Blender and delete that piece, and you know your CC will be good for release. I hope this was really informative to you guys. I hope you guys got it. It's really a simple process. It's just very tedious. So yeah, I hope you guys, you know, enjoy the video and learn something new. I don't know if I'm back for videos, but we'll see. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I love you and bye.
I got what you need, so come share my world.